The decision to release C.J.,
Well, I think the biggest thing more than anything else really was about opportunities and stuff, and we felt it and saw it, and I know that he envisioned a different type role. I think we had an idea as well, but this is an opportunity to give a veteran guy a chance, and also more importantly for us, it gives an opportunity for us to really take an honest look at Cap. You know, Cameron Artis-Payne's been here a few years, and he's done some good things, but we just haven't had enough opportunities for him. We put ourselves in a position where we have to find out, and so I'm excited for Cameron, and I think this will be a good opportunity for Cap.
How did you make that decision, though, versus opportunity, which I understand,
Right.
for him, versus
Well, the biggest
pretty
thing,
important depth piece
right,
for you?
it is an important depth piece, but when you look at the things that Cap can do in comparison, they're very similar. And so, you know, and again, knock on wood, we can maintain and Christian continue in the role that he is. We should be fine. I mean, it's a little bit of a gamble, but we feel strong enough about Cap that we want to give him this opportunity.
That same vein, what went into this decision to bring in, is it Tavares, to bring him into the equation as well?
I think, again, he's a guy that has some similar traits to the way Christian plays, his style. He's good out of the backfield with good hands.
was C.J. at all upset with his role, and did he talk to you about that?
No. We talked a little bit, you know, and I could feel the frustration. So, again, you know, Marty and I talked about it and just felt that, you know, it's a good opportunity right now, I think, for both parties and just moving forward.
Did you sit in on the defensive meeting this morning? And Eric Washington was telling us that it seemed like guys really came and absorbed film really well and then went out and practiced a little bit more urgently than maybe they had been.
Yeah, I thought they practiced well. I was real pleased with that. You know, again, in light of the weather, I thought our focus was good. I liked the way everybody responded. You know, one of the things that we talk about is not letting it, whatever it is, get in the way, and I thought they handled it extremely well. You know, it's kind of the situation we've been in for the last, well, this team's always been in because we don't have an indoor facility. So we just got to make the best of it and just, you know, try to focus past that. And so when you do practice well, it's, to me, it's a little extra special because of the weather situation.
Anything else for Coach? Ron?
Looking at Christian's, I guess, snap counts and usage rate, it's right up there with all the like the Gurleys and Elliott's of the league. I guess, can you afford to think of what happens if Christian gets hurt in this league, or do you just kind of have to roll with?
I think you just roll with it. I really do. I think Cap's got a good skill set, you know, and he's shown it. He's good out of the backfield as well. He's just really had the opportunity. And so from what we've seen through the preseasons and some of the regular season play that he's had, you know, we felt comfortable enough to go ahead and make the move. So, you know, and we'll go forward and see how it goes.
Going off of that with Christian specifically, since you've got here, there's usually been the two running backs with Stewart and Williams. What have you seen? What did you see out of McCaffrey to make you think, look, this is our one guy?
Well, I just think the fact that he's very productive in the way we do things. You know, I think the way that he's being utilized, it highlights his skill set. You know, he's got good hands out of the backfield. He's elusive in terms of a receiver and a runner. He runs the ball well. He runs, I think, in a style that protects himself. You know, a couple of years ago in college, he had a stretch where he ran between the tackles more than anybody else. And so we always felt that he, you know, he could handle the load.
No injury report, obviously, but we didn't see James out there today. Number 24.
He was sick today. He came in this morning with a fever, and so RV gave him some medicine. You know, sent him to see the doctors. They gave him some medicine, and we sent him home. Julius had his normal vet day. Khalil had a vet day today as well. Who's the other one, Ryan? We talked about. There was one more? There was a fourth one?
Torrey.
Oh, and Torrey continues to work with the trainers. You're making good strides, so we're optimistic for the future, but there really is no time frame right now as far as Torrey's concerned.
Ron, what have you seen from Cameron Artis-Payne from an attitude standpoint, you know, not getting as many opportunities the last few years?
He just keeps plugging along. You know, he's been the guy that does the show team running back stuff and just works hard. That was also one of the things that we were really, you know, impressed with. That Marty and I talked about was that, you know, the Cap just worked, and you know, and it's one of those things that you're real appreciative of a guy that to a degree is a little upset that he's not getting an opportunity to play, but when he does get the chance, he's ready because he's practiced that way. So, you know, giving him this chance, and I shouldn't say giving him, but him earning this chance, you know, we'll see.
Coach,
feel like a player's activity on social media would influence them being on a team or not at any point?
I guess not. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure where you're getting at with it, but
It just seems like things that people could, like a player's use of social media, things that they may say or may tweet, would that ever be influence their position on the team?
I guess, you know, I'd have to say, I guess it just depends on what was said. But, you know, I don't think so. I mean,
One other question regarding Eric Washington. How do you evaluate him so far this season, and what factors do you take into that evaluation for him and his performance so far?
well, again, I just think Eric's doing a great job. He works hard for us. You know, there's a lot of things that go into evaluating, and I'll wait until the end of the year to evaluate anybody and look at it. But I think Eric does a great job for us. Very pleased with, you know, the work effort that we get from him. You know, it's you know, this is his first shot at being a coordinator. But again, I'm very pleased with everything.
Anything else? With the team playing indoors on Sunday, do you feel like the additional speed that you've put on this roster is really going to be even more magnified on offense?
Yes, I think the additional speed on both sides of the ball, all three phases, will be magnified, and I think that's, you know, that'll be interesting to watch. It really will, because things do speed up a little bit. There is a little bit more of that that goes on between grass and turf.
Ron, would you like to, I know you've spoken a lot about Cap today. Would you like to see him develop into a guy who can spell Christian more often?
I most certainly believe that he can be. I think he can be that guy. You know, he's a tough, hard-nosed young man. He's waited for his opportunity. He's earned this opportunity, and you know, hopefully, when he gets his his chance on the football field, he'll take advantage of it.
Was CJ's frustration sounds like this was at least part of the decision. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, again, you know, he's a veteran guy that's had a lot of success in this league, and he's just looking for more opportunities. You know, I mean, you could feel it. And again, you know, for a veteran guy, you know, to try and do what he can, you know, be part of it, you just sense that, you know, the guy's looking for or hoping for that opportunity to try something different. And, you know, in talking with Marty, it was just a decision to do that.
Understanding why you guys brought Christian in the first place and picked him 8th overall, and kind of knowing his potential and how he could complement himself on the field, essentially. But then then signing CJ, what was the decision-making process, kind of knowing Norv Turner's plan and knowing kind of what he wanted to do?
I think this plan kind of evolved more than it did anything else. I think, you know, probably the more Norv got to know who Christian is, the more, you know, we saw we could keep him on the field. I mean, a lot of things that we do are structured around his skill set and what Christian can do as a football player. You know, and as I've said before, I mean, I've been fortunate enough to be around it when I've seen it work. You know, when you had LaDainian, you know, when you had Darren Sproles in the backfield, you know, and Michael Turner at one point as well, and you know, even Michael Tolbert, and then we had the tight end and the wide receivers that were on that offense. You can see, you know, what that offense's potential is. So I think understanding a little bit more about Christian may have opted, you know, coach to call the plays that he calls and design the plays the way he designs them.
Ron, Cadets, New Orleans background, how beneficial could that be?
Could be very beneficial. It's funny you bring that up. We've got a while before we play him.
What difference do you see with C.J. Anderson and Cameron Artis-Payne that makes you guys feel pretty confident about Cameron?
He's smart. I think they're both smart football players. I think they both understand the game very well. They both learn very quickly. They're both good inside runners. They're both good out of the backfield with hands, good hands. I think both CJ and Cap are good blockers. I mean, I really do see a lot of similarities. The biggest difference, obviously, is that CJ's, you know, has played a lot of football, and so that's what made him very appealing for us. Is that you know what he's capable of and what his abilities are.
Ron, just to clarify, did he ask for a release or to
No,
be traded?
he did not ask for a release or to be traded or anything like that.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
All right, cool. Thank you, guys.